Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, I'm stopping the song right there because ain't nobody speaking out those words. Come on in, come on in. How are y'all? Somebody told me I looked like a movie star in these glasses on Sunday, so I thought I'd just rock them today for you. So if you get a little bit of glare, there's a lot of windows up in this house. All right, friends, we got to dive on in because I don't know if you know this, but the Chillins only got a half day today. So I told their daddy not to rush home, but you know. All right, we are trying a brand new recipe today. So I am going to work all the devices in hopes of pulling this off for you all. By the way, if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. And I gotta know, like, are you stressing, doing all the things? Are you at work trying to, just get all the work done so you can be done for the holidays? Like, what is your current, not theme, not phase, mode? Perhaps mode. We'll go with mode. All right, here we go. We are going to preheat our oven here to 350 degrees. So, Gina, go ahead and do your thing, girl. Do your thing, girl. All right, now we need a medium-sized bowl, which we are going to put, sorry about that, a little bit of extra move in action. We need some, this will be interesting. I got my instructions here and my measurements here. So work with your sister. There we go. All right, so in a medium-sized bowl, we're gonna combine the flour, which we need 1 1/4 cup. And fortunately enough, those are exactly the measurements I have in my fresh milled wheat here. Come on and say hi if you are here. We're just doing some fun, new recipe, brand new. So, it might not even work out. It'll be fine. Everything is going to be all right. What do you think? All right, there's our first cup, fresh milled wheat. Now, if I were to do this again, but again, I didn't know we were going to be doing this, I would have done soft white. So this is probably a combination. I'm pretty famous for always doing the same combo, a little bit of hard red so you get your nutrients, your hard white just because I have it. I used to fly through it and I don't use it as much, and a soft white because it just gives you that light, fluffy airiness, okay? I had somebody ask me the other day if I could just get, 1 or 2 wheat berries, what would they be? Always, here's my answer, hard red, soft white. You can do literally everything with those two, whether it just be this one, or a combination of them both. All right, so we have 1 1/4 cups. It calls for all-purpose flour, but y'all know me. I ain't using that junk. Now we need baking soda, and that is 3/4 teaspoon. Make sure I read that right. 3/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Oops, that's powder. That makes a difference, you know what I mean? You know what I mean. You crazy thing. You know what I mean. All right, 3/4 soda, 1/2 teaspoon powder. That might not have messed this up that much, actually. Had we just done, same. Probably. And 1/4 salt, y'all. Y'all know what I'm about to pull out, right? My elbow. Y'all like my elbow? Y'all got to comment on my elbow. Now, I know it's not called an elbow, but I like it. I like to call it an elbow. All right, so in our medium-sized bowl, we have the flour, soda, baking powder, salt, and set aside. Setting aside, check. Okay, in a large bowl, we are going to beat the butter. Beat the butter? Who beats butter? Don't you beat eggs or something? All right, if they say beat the butter, I'll beat the butter. So they had me soften. I did this because, started to harden a bit. Nah, it's pretty soft. Oh, can y'all see it? Uh-oh, I just got a text message. I hope that wasn't my husband, needing something. So here's the plan. He's going to pick them up from their half day of school. He's going to take them to the library. And then we're going to get all stocked up for 2 weeks. Y'all, 2 weeks. I can't believe we used to have these children at home all the time, homeschooling and whatnot, for years. And now it's like, what are we going to do for 2 weeks? Oh, my goodness. All right, so I'm beating the butter, which I think is kind of an odd request, but here I am beating the butter. It's just softened, y'all. It's softened up in this large bowl. Oh, I didn't even tell y'all what we're making. We're making a healthy version of peanut butter cookies. Now, I've never made peanut butter cookies in my life. That's true. That's a true story. But I also haven't made a healthy version of peanut butter cookies. So we've kind of got a lot of things going against us today, but that's never stopped us before. How many of y'all know that? In a large bowl, beat the butter and the peanut butter together until fluffy. So they want me to use 1 cup of smooth peanut butter at room temperature. Now let me tell y'all something. I actually wanted to do this recipe, sorry if that's loud, because I have like all these little almond butters. So that's our first thing. We're gonna do almond butter instead of peanut butter. But I have all these almond butters that are like basically gone but not gone. And I was like, oh, it's time to get rid of them. So hang on tight. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. I really need me a measuring cup. Let's spray it, actually. Let's do that. And a spatula. What song y'all want to hear today? We had Aretha Franklin request last week. What y'all wants to hear? Come on in and tell me. Tell me. All right, I sprayed the measuring cup because if I'm going to stick peanut butter in this, it's going to be sticky. Now, not as sticky as like a honey or something. Mind you, these are peanut butter cookies, but we're going to go ahead and do an almond butter version. And if you want to put in the comments if this is an epic fail, I don't know. I've never made peanut butter cookies before in my life. So now I don't have a knife. A knife in my life. I need a knife in my life. Do you need a knife in your life? Come on in. Is Facebook not showing me the comments? Somebody better comment so I can either give Facebook a scowl or some props. Because, you know, got to make sure the volume's all right. Got to make sure things are happening. So go ahead and verify, if you would. If you wouldn't mind. All right. Here we go. Oh, and my computer's turning off because all the devices today. Let me make sure that baby stays on because we need you. We need you, computer. Because you got the recipe secrets. Plus, if you say hi in the comments, then I can give you a shout out because I know you're here. All right, friends, I must say the only downfall to using the end of these jars is that it is very thick. I mean, wow. I'm gonna have to get in there and use some muscles. What if I don't use a full cup? Just kidding. I'm already alternating it. Alternating? Not alternating. How about, what's it called when you change something? I'm already, apparently I can't think and use my muscles at the same time. Y'all, this is so dry. Uh-oh, I just got another text. Somebody might make sure my man's okay. I think he's fine, but you know. It could not even be him, which will be really funny, is when I look and it's not even him. He's just doing his thing. All right, y'all, that is, look at that. That almond butter needs a little love, which means some softening. All right, I am gonna go ahead and use the rest peanut butter just because I feel like this really needs some, of that. Really needs some, there we go, consistency. You know, I just feel like that almond butter was kind of dry. All right, I'm gonna have to scrape this one too. Hang tight. Anybody in the comments have a peanut allergy? Because I wonder, you've probably never braved peanut butter cookies, but have you ever used an alternative like almond or cashew? Or what else? Walnut, perhaps. All right, so that looks better. That's a better consistency. So let's go ahead. Ooh, and the butter has already hardened. So that, did you text me? No, I was getting texts and I thought maybe you, oh, Malenta. Gina says she's ready, and we are not even close, but it's okay. Everything is gonna be okay, y'all. Hey, Mama, how you be? Well, I'm making peanut butter cookies, which I've already confessed I've never made before in my life. And I'm also doing, my own little spin on the recipe, which means, well, it could be an epic fail because I ain't never done peanut butter before. And it could be an epic fail because I'm changing all the things without ever trying it before. So I don't know, maybe y'all just kind of want to watch and see if it even turns out, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I have the, in a large cup, beat the butter and the peanut butter together until fluffy. I don't really know what that means. Does anybody know what that means? Beat together until fluffy. Does this mean I need a hand mixer? Because I don't own one. I do not own one. Oh boy. See, this is when you know you're flying by the seat of your pants. Yes, Lance, setting up for, oh, yay, Mom, fun. You're probably hosting all the ladies. If you guys have never met my mom, she's a hostess to the mostest of probably why I never try. Hey, Lance. Okay, so I used to have a KitchenAid, and then I upgraded to something called I think it's called an Anakin or something. And you're right, I totally could have used that, but I'm just flying by the seat of my pants here. Thanks for joining. Yes. All right, so in a large bowl, we are beating together the butter and the peanut butter until fluffy. It's a little chunky, which might really mess us up, but we are gonna give this one last little muscle. Don't they call that elbow grease? And we're gonna move on, because ain't nobody got time to just sit here and beat this until it is fluffy. Then we are going to add the sugars and continue beating until fluffy. I really should have used a mixer. Yes, Lance, you're on to something. All right, well, lesson learned. What about a whisk? Does anybody think I should switch from a fork to a whisk? If I should, let me know in the comments, and I will absolutely try that. If it's not gonna help me, then what's the point? Really, what's the point? All right, let me tell you how we are gonna alternate this real fast when it comes to the sugars. So we need, what does scant mean? It says scant 3/4 cup sugar. I don't know what that means, but I know what 3/4 cup is. So I'm gonna grab a 3/4 cup, and since it's calling for sugar, that is probably white sugar. And instead of white sugar, we are going to use, dun, 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 honey granules. Honey granules is a great substitute for White Death. You're welcome. You can send me hearts now and fan mail later. All right, so here we have honey granules right here. It is a great substitute when it comes to White Death is what we fondly call it in this house. So we need 3/4. Here's one. Ooh, friends, I think I might need a beater in my life, but I didn't get one out, so it doesn't matter. We're flying by the seat of our pants. Okay, then we need a 1/2 cup of lightly packed brown sugar. Now, ain't nobody using brown sugar up in here. Mom, I don't have a hand mixer. And don't send me one, because I won't need it after the show. So we're just gonna, I don't know, beat it with a fork or a whisk. Y'all tell me. Just don't say hand mixer, I don't have one. All right, so brown sugar, we are going to use sucanat instead, okay? Now, I got the original bucket from Bread Beckers, but now I just buy the sucanat off Thrive. So here we go, 1/2, which is 2/4. I know, that was such quick math. See, I know y'all rock star homeschooling mamas who sit there watching, a little home ec, and I always try to throw some math in for y'all. All right, here we go. I am mixing with a fork because I have seen nobody else make a suggestion for a whisk. And the hand mixer, well, I didn't get it down. Well, I don't have a hand mixer, but I didn't get my mixer down. And so we are just going to gain some muscles today. What do y'all think? What do y'all think? And then you know what? Here's the thing. If you call them peanut butter cookies, the kids ain't gonna complain. Guarantee it. Now, so we have a couple things going, maybe against us, maybe for us. For our health, against the average peanut butter cookie. So this consistency is pretty grainy. The sucanat is much more coarse than a brown sugar would be, and the honey granules are actually pretty fine. But again, White Death is even more fine, okay? But I will say, I am pleasantly surprised with how this is mixing up. You might not be impressed, but I'm telling y'all, I actually am decently impressed. All right, so we have this mixed up. Let's look what our next step is here. We need to add the sugars, continue beating until fluffily combined. We're calling this fluffy. And then we are going to add the egg, the milk, and the vanilla extract. So here we go. We need 1 egg. By the way, y'all, I was gonna cut my claws. Look at how long these suckers are. I was gonna cut them before this because y'all know how I am with my nails. Couldn't find a nail clipper, so here we are, claws and all. All right, hang tight, I gotta wash my hands. Y'all know how it is. Sing you a song, or what song y'all wanna sing? We could go for the third round of The Weather Outside is Frightful. But we've already sang that. So we might as well just do a quick wash, look at the comments and see if y'all have a request, and go from there. All right, so we already have our egg. I see no song requests, by the way. We already have our egg. We need, how much milk do we need now? We need 1 tablespoon of milk and a teaspoon vanilla extract. So, tablespoon of milk. I ain't singing a song if I ain't singing, I'm failing you. Or maybe not. Maybe you're fine with it. Maybe you prefer it. All right, 1 tablespoon of milk. I'm just using organic cow. Feel free to use whatever you wish. And then we need a teaspoon of vanilla. Teaspoon of vanilla. That's vanilla. For those of you who don't speak Espanol, but I'm pretty sure you figured it out. Okay, and I will say, this recipe calls for peanut butter chips. Ain't nobody got peanut butter chips up in here. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna add some chocolate chips. Yes, 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 yes. All right, so now that I have those ingredients in, I believe I'm supposed to beat with my spatula here. Maybe I should grab my fork again. Good idea, Amber. You're such a professional, Amber. Positive speaking, Amber. Very good, Amber. Oh, y'all, what the world, what the world. Here we go. Beating it with my fork. Yes, yes, yes. Getting that fluffy consistency that they're calling for. I ain't gonna claim it's fluffy, but I bet it's gonna be yummy. 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 By the way, you can make this ahead of time, and then you can refrigerate your dough. And then just pull the dough out, preheat your oven, and by the time your oven is heated, you are good to go with your cookie dough, all right? So if you wanted to make this before, you know, a busy, busy day, or just trying to streamline your life, which, listen, I get it. I get that. All right, so let's make sure we have everything. So beat well, perfect. Add half of the flour mixture and fold in. Are y'all as nervous as I am? No, we're gonna do great. It's gonna be great. Mind you, I never even mixed the flour mixture. Let's do that now. So we'll just mix it up. We didn't have very much in there. Just the baking powder, baking soda, the salt, and the flour, which I already confessed I would have preferred soft white. But this is gonna be all right. Oh yes, it will be. All right, so fold in half the flour. Does fold just mean gently mix? Anybody know? Anybody got tips in the comments? Come on now. Y'all are so helpful. All right, folding it in here, pretending I know what folding means. Oh, I've already confessed to this before. I don't know how we ended up here. Somebody tag Pastor Andy. Give her a little extra love. Ooh, you guys, this looks good. Y'all, this looks good. Okay, after I fold in the first half, do I fold in The rest? Yes. And beat until no white pockets. I see no white pockets now. Does that just mean the flour? Are white pockets flour? Listen, y'all, help a sister out. Okay, that is all she wrote for the flour. So let's make sure we've got no white pockets. Everybody with me? Yes? All right, so what is the date today? My mother is hosting, of course she is. She's probably hosting every day through the new year because it is her gift. What are you all doing? Are you at work? Are you in the car on the way to shop? Are you done shopping? Are you on your way to, I'm grabbing a fork. I'm grabbing a fork right about now. Right about now. See, I always have like songs spring up and then I'm like, at what life was I living at that time? You know, I didn't have that long of a rebellious phase, but I had one. And so I would hate for the devil to just be taking me to that phase, a quick phase, and just pulling y'all with me right about now. And I never know the lyrics, so I'm always just making them up as I go. All right, this is looking really, really good. Are you guys excited? Per normal, I will bake them. I will not make you wait and just like stare at while we stare at each other while they bake. But they only have to bake for 8 to 10 minutes. You choose. Apparently they kind of will look like they're not done, but they really are. In fact, if you wait until they look like they're done, they will be overdone. So ain't nobody want that, right? All right. I'm actually gonna scrape this butter goodness into this because who doesn't want the full amount of yummy, organic, unsalted by the way, butter? Okay? All right. I think we are looking good, y'all. Wow, 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 wow. I'm not gonna lie. These look all right. I'm pretty excited. And y'all know with the peanut butter cookie, even if it's almond, even if it's all the things different called amber, you still gotta do the little crisscrosses up top. That way they really are peanut butter. All right, I don't see any white pockets. None, to be exact. If I even know what a white pocket is, I don't see any. All right, let's see what it says now. Whew, it's getting hot in here. Okay, by hand. No. It says by hand, fold in the peanut butter chips, which by the way, I don't have. So I have these cacao. I think I've already taught y'all this secret. Go and get yourself some cacao chips. That way you're not dealing with all the sugar, but you still have the goodness of the flavor. So it says by hand, fold in the peanut butter chips, AKA these. And then if you want to chill, but otherwise, drop small teaspoons of dough onto an ungreased cookie sheet. Is that true? Why? Why do we want to ungrease? Now, I haven't greased it, but I want to know why. Is it because the peanut butter is already greasy enough? I mean, that worries me. I'm not going to lie. That worries me a little bit. Friends, what if I just don't even put chocolate chips in it? Or what if I put chocolate chip on top? The possibilities are endless. Okay, I don't think I'm going to fold in the chocolate chips. Should I? I said I would. All right, that's it. I didn't even measure it. Okay, so this really says an ungreased cookie sheet. I doubt that. I'm going to spray it. Am I doing it wrong? I could be. It's fine. I've been wrong before. But I just can't imagine not greasing a cookie sheet. That seems wrong. All right, here we go. Y'all wish me luck. Just gonna get a little bit out. I'm gonna do the crisscross on top. I'm gonna put them in. I'm gonna set my timer. And I don't know how many this is supposed to make. It says leaving a few inches of space between the drops for expansion. They're gonna expand. Why would they expand? Is it the powder? Is it the soda? Is it just the cooking? Y'all, share what you know. All right, here we go. I'm gonna use a purple spoon just for fun because, you know, kids. Okay, maybe I will use my hands. Ooh, y'all, listen, I'm growing up. I am growing up. Actually, I put the chocolate chip right on top. It's in the center. It's kind of cute. What are those cookies called that have the Hershey's chocolate right on top? Like you press it into a warm cookie and there you have this, like, I remember them around the holidays actually. In fact, Mom, if you're still on, what are they called? I think you made them and they were really, really good. And I've never attempted it, but these are reminding me of it because, okay, now I see why I didn't have to grease the sheet. There is a lot of oil. I think it's from the peanuts, the peanut butter. But I think I was nervous because y'all saw that almond butter. The almond butter was not. It was not. But this is, I didn't need to grease it. The directions were right. Amber guessed wrong. And that's okay. That's all right. Okay, I'm gonna show you guys these because I'm actually loving how these are looking. They don't look at all. And I'm not even gonna put a crisscross pattern on top because I'm digging these little chocolate squares that are forming perfectly on the top of these things. Oh, it's so greasy. Y'all, my hands are just excited right now. They love being alive and working in this goo. Yes. Sensory anyone? Sensory anyone? Okay, I think I need to add a little bit more to these. All right, friends, what about this? This is taking a little too long. So, I think I'm gonna keep formulating the cookies, pop them in the oven, and keep y'all posted with a picture. What do you think? Because, I mean, you know, y'all aren't saying much in the comments, so I might as well just save my breath and finish up here, do a little faster. So Mom, whenever you, you know, have free fingers, let me know, or somebody else, y'all have to know what those cookies are called. They are, I don't know, they're just like a cookie and you stick the Hershey's Kiss in the top. Y'all know what I'm talking about? All right, maybe you do, maybe you don't. Okay, I'm almost done with these. I'm gonna pop them in the oven at 350. I believe they bake for 8 to 10 minutes. I'll double check the time, of course, can't have burnt cookies. And then I will let y'all know in my stories how they turn out. Okay, what should we bake next time? What is on your radar? What are you craving? Let me know.